Hi, today I want to show how I use Angular Firebase AI Logic and NanoBanana to generate multiple images. I'm preparing for my DevFest Hong Kong talk where I use the same technical stack to build a photo edit app. All my use cases generate one image. And I thought NanoBanana can handle generation of multiple images, and actually it cannot, but I'm able to find a workaround, and I want to show you guys how I do it. So this is my demo. So Firebase app is an app of Firebase, and AI wants to use this Firebase app to call Gemini API to perform AI tasks. So in my case, I want the Gemini API to use NanoBanana to generate an image, right? When I put in a text prompt or a text prompt and one or more images. So this is the default config. So the model is NanoBanana. I want the model to generate image only. Candidate count is set to 4. So before I knew what I knew, I wanted NanoBanana to generate like no more than 4 images. So let me restart the server and see what happened. So this is the Firebase. This is the photo editing app that I want to demo at DevFest Hong Kong next month. This is the simplest case where I type in a text prompt to generate an image. So here I want the model to create a 4-part story where a dog finds a bone and eats it. I press create, and the error message, right? The multiple candidate is not enabled for this model. So let me go back to my code and undo my change. So candidate count is 1. So I go back to my app, use the same prompt, and press create. Okay. Try again. Okay, I have a successful result. So this is an image with 4 parts, but I'm hoping to have 4 images, and each image has 1 part. Fortunately, I found the workaround in the NanoBanana Gemini CLI extension, and I copied the solution to my demo to show how multiple images can be generated by a NanoBanana. So my workaround is to have a drop-down to select the number of images to output. So this drop-down has 4 options, like 2, 4, 6, and 8. So and then this visual story has other like values in the form. So I want to like create 8 images. It can be a story, it can be a process, it can be a tutorial or timeline. So in this case, I want NanoBanana to generate 8 images about a process. Style and transition, I copy from the NanoBanana Gemini CLI extension. So my prompt is the process of preparing demo and slide for the first Hong Kong 2025 in November. So it is. I want to know the process to have a successful talk with eye-catching demos and materials that fit into the slide. So style consistent, transition smooth, first write your story, and I am generating 8 images, so it should take a while. So let me open the DevTool console. So the first prompt is successful. Second prompt is also successful. The third prompt, right? The process of preparing demos and slides for DevFest Hong Kong 2025 in November. Step 5 of 8, procedural step, instructional illustration, smooth transition from previous step. Interesting. All 8 images are generated successfully. I guess the prompt is considered safe, so Gemini API and NanoBanana work seamlessly to generate 8 images for me. And I don't know. I can click the video button to generate video 2 or 3 video 3.1 video. I don't remember the video model that I put into this demo. So it is running, and I will show the code later. Firebase AI Logic doesn't support video generation. I actually call Gemini API to generate a video for me. Okay, I'm going to explain the code in a high-level way. So this is written in Angular. So when I press the Write Your Story button in the form, the generate custom event calls handleGenerate method. So this method save the user prompt and the selected drop-down values to local storage, so that like these values can be reused to generate another set of images. And the visual story surface calls buildStepPrompts to create a prompt for each step. So I chose 8 images to output in my demo. So buildStepPrompt should construct an array of 8 prompts, and then the prompts and the user prompt are used by a Firebase AI Logic and a Gemini API to generate 8 images and optionally a video. So the most important part is this for loop. So the number of images is 8. So this for loop is run 8 times, and then buildStoryPrompt construct 1 prompt, and I push story prompt in a step prompts array, and then this array is returned to the visual story component. And this buildStoryPrompt is a private method, right? So it has the arguments, right? The user prompt and the drop-down values and the step number starting from 1. So here is the user prompt, which is the process of creating demos and slide for DevFest Hong Kong 2025 in November, right? And step 1, 2, and all the way up to 8, right? Number of images is fixed, which is 8, and type is process. So procedural step, instructional illustration, and when step number is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, what is transition? Oh, smoothing transition from previous step, and return the full prompt. So I have 8 prompts, right? And each image is created based on the image content of the previous image, and then these 8 prompts are submitted to NanoBanana to generate 8 images. So thanks to I don't know whoever created the NanoBanana extension, I was able to use the model to output multiple images to convey the process of having a successful talk with informative slides and eye-catching demos. So this is the end of my demonstration, and I hope to build more interesting examples in this app before my official talk at DevFest Hong Kong 2025 next month. The date is November 22. Oh, sorry, November 15. Sorry, November 15, which is a Saturday. So if you're in Hong Kong, come and see it. The talk will be in Cantonese instead of English. But if you're not in Hong Kong, this is what you get if you are in the event in person. So thank you, and have a good evening. Bye bye.